Hi guys, and a huge welcome back to my channel. I'm really sorry I have been so quiet on YouTube. I've been so quiet on all my social medias, to be completely honest. I've not been very well at all. I've had the plague. So yeah, apologies for not being around very much. I wasn't sure what kind of video I wanted to do for kind of coming back and getting back into things. So I thought I'd just do a general video of things that I'm really enjoying at the minute. I'm sorry, I'm so sick. They might not be necessarily new, they might not be high-end or drugstore, it's just what I'm liking at this moment in time. So first I'm going to go in with the Fenty Pro Filt'r Primer. This little bad boy I got in the Sephora bestsellers, I think it was. My mother-in-law went to New York and she picked me the box up from Sephora, hence why it's a little babby one. I find this is just a really nice primer, and because I am quite oily, it really does help to keep all of my lovely oils at bay. So the foundation that I am loving at the minute, and I didn't know if I was going to like this, but I really do, is the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. Now I use this shade, F9. It's a little bit dark, but it's the closest I think I'm going to get in their range. I use the concealer, the Conceal and Define concealer. I use C4/C3, so I've done a very big jump. Now I've just painted on my face. Nothing fancy going on here. And this works well with a brush or a beauty blender. I am going to go in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and just give it a nice buff in. Now my skin's a little bit strange at the minute, and it does tend to go a little bit up in the air when I've been sick, so I'm quite spotty here, which is quite unusual for me. If I get spots, it's my chin and usually across my cheeks and my jawline. It's very rare I'll get spots on my forehead, so I'm just gonna throw a good layer on there. And I'm very dry around my nose because I've been sick. I never ever have dry skin, so I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. Experiencing something new. And I'm just gonna tap this in, just so I can keep a little bit more coverage in these particular places. I am going to conceal as well. Something else I've been really liking is these little sponges from Primark. They remind me of the fuzzy Juno sponge, is it? But I paid £1.50 for 6 of these, so they're quite nice just to get in there, get rid of any brush strokes. And I quite like tapping my foundation into my nose. Now we all know I love the Conceal and Define concealer, but another concealer I have been loving is the Maybelline, the eye eraser. This is nearly gone, as you can see, and this is in shade Light, but I just think it's a really nice concealer to blend. I'm not a massive fan of the little sponge thing because it's not particularly hygienic. I just think it's nice. It's nice and soft to apply like this as well. That's one of the good things about this little concealer tip thing. But yeah, I just think it's a nice brightening concealer. And I'm just going to take this little sponge and just pat it in. I just think it really brightens up the face. The next product I'm going to take is a powder, and this is the RCMA, the original no colour powder. It's not the translucent one, it's the no colour. This is £13.95 off Beauty Bay. I don't know where else you can get it other than online. I got mine when Beauty Bay had the bragging rights discount, so I got it for 30% off at about £9. Now the worst thing about this is its packaging. It's literally a little flip. You can't do nothing with that. So what I do is I've just popped it into an old tub, and I just like to pat it into my little face. I find if I pat it in, I don't age myself as much as I do if I go in with like a damp beauty blender, because I love my powder. I love it. I'm an oily girl. I need my powder in my life, but sometimes I can go a little bit ham and I can really age myself. And I mean, who wants to look older? You know, unless that's what you're going for. And just before we go in to do our eyes, I'm just going to pop a little bit of excess just here, just in case we have any fallout. The base I am really loving, and this will come as no surprise to anyone because the whole world is loving it, is the P.Louise Base, and mine's in the shade Rumour 02. For eyeshadows, we are going to be taking the PS brush from Primark. This is the 230. You get 2 of these in a pack for the £5 and they are absolutely brilliant. And for eyeshadow, this is going to come as no surprise to people who watch me consistently, especially over on Facebook. The original Soph Does Nails palette in collaboration with Revolution. It's just called the Soph palette. So I'm going to first go into the shade Tiramisu, just to get some definition going on in the crease. Now you're going to have a little bit of pull with this base because I've not set it to get the most pigmentation I can out the shadows. It does pull a little bit until it smooths out, but don't panic, it will smooth out. I keep meaning to buy myself a new one of these because it's literally in 2 pieces, but I just think it still works. I've got loads of shadow left. I'm going to grab the Essential Crease Brush from Real Techniques. Now, you cannot buy this individually. It comes in an eye set, but I'm not sure which one. I'm really sorry. And I'm going to go into this shade here. Can't remember its name. Again, I'm really sorry. And I'm going to really concentrate this in the crease. Just little circular motions. I'm going to take that raspberry shade on the Essential Crease Brush and start to buff it under my eye. Just look at how pigmented they are. This is a £10 eyeshadow palette. It's unreal. This brush is just so handy. If you ever see the Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush in any set, get yourself it, even if it's just for this. Now, if you don't like a lot going on under the eye, just don't put as much makeup under the eye as I have. I just feel like it really brings the whole eye look together. Now I'm going to go back in with my P.Louise Base, just using the M124 brush again, using the remaining product on the brush and on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to tap that onto my lid. Then I'm going to take my Near Precise eyeshadow brush and I'm going to go into this beautiful greeny shimmer shade in the Soph palette. I'm just going to start patting that onto the centre of the lid. Just very lightly working that in because I can get a little bit carried away and give myself creases in the eye. So I'm now going to take a very precise Morphe brush. Again, this is from the Essential Eye Set, so it doesn't have a number. And I'm going to go into shade Mug Cake down here. I'm going to start patting that just over where the green meets the red. Just like that. On both the inner and outer corner. Same over here. Then I'm going to grab a very precise fluffy brush. Well, it's not very precise, but a more precise fluffy blending brush. Again, this is a Morphe one of the Essential Eye Set, so it doesn't have a number. And I'm just going to give them a little blend in. Take your time. Nice and slow. Just going to tap a little bit more of that brown shadow on just over here. And again, blend nice and lightly, taking your time. And just to really brighten up that green, I'm just going to tap into Fairy Lights, I believe. Might not be Fairy Lights. It's this shimmer shade here. And I'm just going to tap that just into the centre. I'm going to take the Real Techniques Small Definer brush and go back into that shimmery shade. And I'm just going to get my inner corner. Now I'm going to take my Real Techniques Multitasker brush and just brush off all that excess powder. Just going right over my face because I did pat it in. Just make sure everything's off. The contour and highlights I have been loving is the Liqueur Broadway Shape and Glow. So this is, if you're in the UK, Aldi's rip-off version of Charlotte Tilbury's Shape and Glow. So this is what it looks like. Literally the same as Charlotte Tilbury's. In looks, I've never had the privilege of using Charlotte Tilbury's Shape and Glow, so I can't really compare them. But I'm going to take a fluffy contour brush and go into Shape. Now the one thing about this palette is the powders do smell a bit weird. So if you're very sensitive to fragrance, please bear that in mind. I've got sensitive skin and this hasn't set mine off, so maybe there's hope for us all. And just look at that, it's just lovely and subtle, and for somebody like me who's very heavy-handed, it allows me to not mess up basically. And then just at the sides of my jaws, because I'm a chunky monkey, I've got to be careful applying bronzer under my chin, because sometimes I can just highlight my 7 chins. And then I'm going to take that big multitask brush, tap into the bronzer and just pull it down my neck. I'm going to take a Real Techniques contour brush to highlight. So I'm going to tap into the glow side of the Liqueur palette. I really build the product up on my brush for this because it's not an in-your-face highlighter. It's a very, very subtle glow. So if you're somebody who likes being highlighted to the moon, you're not going to like this. But again, I think it's good for beginners. Oh look, it's in my hair. Get out. Someone just starting out in makeup who doesn't want too much. I'm eating it. Of an in-your-face glow. I think this is nice for every day. For blush, I'm going to go in with Bare Minerals Vintage Peach. It's a peachy, shimmery blush that is just beautiful. And I've loved it for the longest time, but it's very rare I use it on camera. So I'm just tapping into it. It's a loose blush with the Real Techniques blush brush. And then sweeping it onto the apples of my cheeks and drawing it up. An eyeliner I have been loving, I again got in the Sephora bestsellers, is the Urban Decay Glide On 24/7 eye pencil. I use the shade Perversion and I just popped it into my lower and upper waterline. Mascara I've really been liking is the L'Oreal Volume Million Lash So Couture mascara. So I'm just going to pop that onto me upper and lower lashes. I like to give me lashes a little wiggle at the base. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I am not great at lashes and I don't do them for every look, so I'm not going to put lashes on for this look. Of course, you can if you are a really big lash addict. A lip liner that I have really been liking is the Illamasqua Colouring Pencil, sorry. And what shade are you? Why are you not on it? Hello. Oh, colour. Woo! So I'm just going to line my lips. So I like to slightly overline my lips, especially my top lip. If you don't like that, just don't do it. But I want a bit more lip than I get. I'm going to go in with the Bite Matte Cream Lip Crayon in shade Glaze. My lovely mother-in-law picked this up for me while she was in New York. Oh, this smells amazing. I am not a one swipe girl. I like to really go in and play about with the lipstick, get it how I like it. I can be a one swipe girl when I'm in a rush. I just love a little bit more of a pout than I've actually got. I'm a fan of both pomades and powders doing my eyebrows, but a pomade I've really been loving is the PS Iconic Brow Pomade. It's about £1, I think it was something stupid like £1.19, and it's just really nice. I'm going to just take it on a spoolie. I like to warm it up in the lid. Give these brows a good brush. Just take your time here, and I like drawing underneath my brow before I go over the top. And I do like quite a precise line. Just creating little feathery strokes at the front to look like natural hairs. I just went in with a little bit of concealer and just cleaned up this eyebrow a little bit and over here, just because I wasn't 100% happy with them, which I never am. I'm never happy with my eyebrows. I feel like I say this in every video, but I will say it again. I like a good eyebrow. I am Scouse. We literally invented big eyebrows. If you don't like this much of a brow, that is totally fine. Just don't put as much product on and don't draw them as thick as I do, and you'll be sweet. To set this all in place, I'm going to go in with my Eye Revolution Fixing Spray. This is it Gavea and Rose? Is that how you say it? Gavea? I ain't 100% sure. This is just nice. I just like it. It's a nice setting spray. There we go, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you do like the end look. Obviously, if I was wearing this shirt, I'd pull my makeup down my chest a bit more too, but I'm not, so I ain't bothered. I'm lazy. I hope you like it. It feels quite Christmassy inspired. Oh, get that lipstick off my little tube. If you did enjoy it, please do subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos from me. Please give the video a thumbs up, just so I know the kind of content that I'm creating is what you want to see. And if you would, I would really appreciate it if you did share the video with your friends, anyone who might be interested. Anyone. I hope that I will have a bit of a better uploading schedule come the new year. Hopefully I won't be as sick and I will be working less overtime in my actual day job, so I'll have a bit more time to film. And I don't want it to be as long in between videos as I have been this time, so I'm really sorry for that. Again, if you have liked the video, show me some love. I love all yous. Please love me back, please. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see. Until next time, bye.